wanting to have some of that early pressure. But I think maybe emphasizing the fact that they want to shut down aiming. If he falls behind in this game, KT's composition is going to struggle a bit in terms of damage. But that being said, they have an insane front line, an insane level of engage.
Spotted here, the jungler's not really getting into too much just yet.
Oh,
but
this is rough.
We do have the setup here for aiming. Palu is going to get back on time, it looks like. But aiming is very low. He's got heal, barrier, and flash. And can he escape this gank? This dive is the question. Stun comes in, the damage is there from Duckdom, and that is going to be first blood going over to Pyosik. Duckdom taking a lot of damage, but he gets out with the Valkyrie, and Palu not able to keep them around for very long. Last pick, in this case, the B5, with our new first selection setup here has been working well for them. As now, a little bit of a flash coming in, the wall's coming down. Life does not have his own flash, as it is going to be a dodge on the seismic shove, but Life stuck between the wall and the rest of KT, not able to get away, and that's a kill for KT.
So each quest for the laners, farm contributes towards your quest, but for bot lane it's even more so. You get extra weighting, so the fact that aiming's roughly keeping up, despite the early pressure, is really positive for KT. Dragon will be picked up there by the DN SOOPers, and Cuz is forced away.
Yep. As Pyosik's doing the grubs here, we do have Cuz and BDD on the way. The charm's going to miss already, so I'm not sure how much longer Pyosik can stick around. As Little Smite did come in, as there is the engage. Pyosik going in on a BDD, though, who is going to flash the wall. Not going to get away, though, as Pyosik picks up that first kill. And now Cuz in a lot of trouble. Double kill for Pyosik. Already up to 3 kills on this Wukong in this game. And the fight goes very much awry for KT. The Soopers are on top.
Needs to not only thrive, but survive in these fights, because, you know, Cuz, if he ults Pyosik, he's not going to be able to 100-0 him later in the game. And really, Duckdom's also a bit of a trickier target to pin down with that Valkyrie, so...
We got the ult this time on a Pyosik, who is trying to go forward, actually, but the CC chain is very much going to deny that, as Palu does pick up the kill, unfortunately, but still, things looking good in the fight here for the side of KT. The charm is going to miss on the wall. BDD totally fine. Bit of damage comes in, gets the knockup back into Palu, who picks up the second kill.
Now I know I can hit you 100%. And again, it's unfortunate Palu got the gold for that one.
Yeah.
But still a pretty big pickup for the team overall.
Yeah, the gold for both of them.
Wait, okay, you're going to say that I was definitely seeing things. I definitely saw Duckdom have the icon above his head. 100%.
All right, was Ox seeing things?
And his boots are also in the side slot, right? Am I going crazy? I might be going crazy.
Let's take a look.
I need the scoreboard to come back up.
You might be going crazy, yeah. And Ox definitely saw that Duckdom's was done. And, you know, he's getting engaged on pretty quickly here underneath the turret as he gets stunned once again. The damage coming out from the Malphite, and the Zeke's Cuz just going on in. At least he does get the kill, but eventually does go down as Palu in a bunch of trouble himself. Nice. Can't get away from Closer Zari. Very comfortable on this champ, and so DNS able to convert very well on that play.
Okay, I assume from the fact that we've retained
a little bit of...
I'm not crazy, Brendan.
He's not crazy.
I'm not crazy.
We don't have, like, full confirmation, but we'll have to wait and see. Nice little knockback there, but Closer's just
I just want you to say I'm not crazy, Brendan.
I can neither confirm or deny that. Dragon, don't want to give DNS soul point this early on. And apparently KT activated Coach Voice. We just got that update here. So you can actually see that in the bottom left corner as Dudu in a lot of trouble. He's not been doing well in this one, as now the fight is bringing up. Palu's already down, but look at that. The 80 carry of DNS is gone, but BDD in the thick of it. He's going to go down, but aiming still untouched. Only has Cuz as a front line, and immediately they turn onto him, and aiming goes down. Pyosik and Closer putting 2-2 together, and just looking amazing here so far in these team fights. KT took a big fight to DNS, and they lost it big time. By the way, Dudu also won the 1v1.
Yeah.
Top lane, it's an ace at 19 minutes into the game.
Even without the Corki, you still have so much damage in this composition. And here we're seeing this 1v1 on the top side. Oh, the equalizer value is so huge. He's just sitting on it. He's sitting on it.
I mean, if he hits the Q, I guess he wins. But eventually he does.
Guy, don't sit on the equalizer. That is a lesson here.
It's back. Okay, it's back. Every time we call it out, it disappears.
Oh, KT looking for something here.
Yeah, I mean, their wombo combo's great, right? But instead, they're going to get engaged on as Aiming in a bunch of trouble. No real follow-up, but Aiming is so low, and now Life is coming on in, and Aiming, there's nothing he can do except run. Cuz also only just running away, not really able to set anything up. So much for that wombo combo I was talking about. That's Cuz in a lot of trouble. The Charm is going to hit here on OPLo. Nice double knockup at least, but they don't really have that much damage without their Yunara. And eventually Cuz is going to go down. Perfect finally gets here, and BDD is still pretty healthy. But eventually I think they're just too far ahead, and DNS will close out the fight in their favor.
KT trying to find a way to navigate this. Afraid of this choke point, and you can see why with the rumble there.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good opportunity for DNS to shake off the rust from last year and show us they can do team fights much better. As of now, though, Life is going to be taking a huge amount of damage, gets pulled back and immediately goes down, but the Infernal Soul does go over to DNS, so yeah, a lot of space made by Life, you could say, and a big commitment from KT onto him, and so they just lose the Dragon Soul.
Yeah, you got the Pantheon support, not that big of a pickup overall, and the Malphite ult got zero value, and this is kind of one of the things where, you know, we talked about the DN SOOPers, their composition, individuals' fault. It just really felt like the team wasn't working, and the fact that they still have 3 of those players with the new mid, new AD carry, things looking a lot better right now. Closer, though, in trouble with KT collapsing. Yeah,
he is Ahri, but they've really done their work trying to corral this guy. As Life comes in, though, pretty early on, as Life will essentially die for the sins of Closer. Yeah, I didn't see the coach's voice thing come through, but
now Cuz has to walk around, which puts him at massive threat of being charmed or CC'd.
Yeah, Life is trying his best to zone him away. Not really doing all too well, though. Cuz does have access to the pit, and now the engage goes in onto the Ahri. Closer does get away. Palu extremely low, as is Perfect, and the damage is coming in. Only the clone in a bit of danger as Dudu picks up that first kill. Cuz and Aiming and Perfect all on their last sliver of health as the flash comes through.
There's a reset.
Closer gets the one, is still on the chase here. As BDD by himself, 1v3, not looking so good. He has another equalizer here. Dudu gets that back, uses it again, and picks up another kill, and KT are totally routed.
Oh, the stun!
Oh, that was so close. Could have been another kill on top of it. Instead, DNS say, well, a very extended fight, but now we're going to take the Baron.
Yeah, once again, I'm in a situation where I'm like, this could have been worse.
I mean, he's very much behind. This is something you talked about when we first saw the draft, right? If they get behind, Aiming has to do so much of the heavy lifting in terms of damage. And I mean, I guess he's going to get the flash at a Life, who does kind of flash on top of the wall and then get booped over to safety. Perfect, just taking the objective bounty up on the top side.
Think how much time it was taking for Aiming just to kill the Pantheon support. He was dead. It's looking rough right now for KT, and they're trying to go for some cross-map angles, but really much coming to fruition there.
That's Perfect. Has to be the front line for this team. As Paulo just gonna Hex Flash into half of his, more than half of his health being gone. So, not looking very good for him. At least he does have level 11 and is all. But the poke is now coming in from the Corki, and the Elder Dragon is alive.
So much damage being put down, and not much in return from KT. Equalizer?
Yeah, they're just poking him out, and now they're going to go for the engage. Cuz going to hit Closer. They're desperately trying to take him down. They're not even going to get close, as Closer just dashing on into everyone, takes out Aiming, and that is just going to be the end of the game. TP's going into the bottom lane, and DNS will take game number 1 here in our first series of the LCK Cup.
Yeah, Life chasing down BDD. We'll get flipped away. Maybe BDD can kill him before the Nexus dies. We'll see.
He's emoting.
Oh, man, he's taunting.
Get him, Life.
He's laughing.
Yeah, but as we did mention, that is going to be the end of game number 1. The Nexus is taken down, and the DN SOOPers, they come in.
I do think they have a lot of mid-game power, and DN SOOPers' composition feels like maybe might take a bit too long to come online. We'll have to see. Extends behind the enemy turret, so you can proxy and you're still in top lane, but if you were that same position behind your turret, you wouldn't be in top lane. There's like, you know, shout out Watley for like carving out with blue trinkets the different areas of what is in top lane,
yeah,
and making it very clear in a tweet so people can see. Closer in trouble.
Yeah, Sun is going to come in. Silas here as well. Easy first blood given over to Cuz. Closer doesn't even elect to flash, as now being kited out here. The Braum not exactly enjoying himself. Ghost getting super low, has to flash later on. At least he did get the assist later. But again, he was behind like 2-3 minutes on the quest completion on Closer.
Takedowns are worth less if you're... no, I think takedowns are worth the same, whether or not you're in lane. But I know turrets and plates are worth more in your lane as well. Yeah, that's it. So minions, turrets, plates are worth more in your lane. Takedowns are worth the same anywhere. And epic monsters too. So if you roam and get those, it can be pretty good. But even then, like, I think it's hard not to lose points by roaming, even if you get moderate value. See, Ashe has a low cooldown W to proc it, but you tend not to see Essence Reaver Ashe. You tend to see, like, Kraken Slayer or Yuntal. Like
auto-attack focused Ashe.
Auto-attack, either like crit Ashe or on-hit Ashe.
Yeah.
So I'm interested, especially because we talked about how this composition was lacking. Like, you have 2 threats on this composition. You need them to be pumping damage. So he's up to the Essence Reaver here. It does mean he'll have plenty of mana. That's something to be said. We do have new support items coming out as well. I talked a little bit about the Bandle Pipes, which Ghost has, no surprise, because it's really strong with Braum. You might see it in action here if he hits a Q. No.
Nope. We almost saw it.
Almost saw it.
Yeah.
And Life has gone for the new support tier item. I forgot what it's called when it's not upgraded, but it's the DNS when it's upgraded. And basically, it gives you, you know how like every tier item gives you a stat based on your mana? This one gives heal and shield power, and also for every second in... Oh.
Wait, he hit him with that volley. I don't know how he did not quite know that Cuz was in the brush, but yeah, ends up using his cleanse and his flash, even though the volley, I heard the sounds of the volley hitting, so maybe
the thing I was saying about the DNM when it's completed, every second you're in combat, it heals someone nearby. So when Life has his tier fully stacked, it's going to be pretty nice, pretty good. But he's a long way away from that. You often see people don't finish, like they get the tier and then they build another item. So it's interesting he finished it when he only has 144 tier stacks. Some perhaps non-optimal item finishing scenarios here, but you know.
Yes.
Okay, Ghost didn't hit a Q again.
Yeah, Ghost obviously, okay, engage Braum coming on in, and Duck Tom has no sums, so that's a free kill for KT.
Okay, you know what's really sad? It's got good vibes to it. I've just learned now, in Spectator, it doesn't do that. So we don't get to see the Bandle Pipe vibes, unfortunately. And I'm just very sorry to everyone watching, because I really sold this item as a great experience, and we're being denied the Bandle Pipe vibes. It was a whole party.
I'm sure it'll be fixed in the future. We're on 26.1.
I want everyone to know. It's a party, you know? Everyone's invited to the Bandle Pipes. And everyone loves pipe-based instruments, like bagpipes, right? Here and make another. And it's irrelevant because it's not going to happen this game, and probably we're not going to see it for a while, but I wanted to bring it up because I missed that so much. So if BDD wanted to, he could build another tier right now and start stacking.
Yeah.
He could get 4 tier items if he really wanted to.
And he is Rise.
Nothing's stopping him.
Mana.
Except the one to win the game.
Yeah, I do think eventually,
when there's Seraphs after the Mermana.
So that'll be one where you see it, I think, from time to time.
It's great for ARAM Mayhem, right? When you get like Overflow or Mind to Matter.
And you're stacking it very quickly because...
Yeah, stacks faster in ARAM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summoner Swift less so. But some good pressure coming up from KT. 3 Dragons in pocket, 4.5k the lead. Baron nearly up as well. And I am never someone to say, don't build how you want to build. But what is Doctor cooking right now? What?
You know, I think he's a little confused by the new season changes. Just like
SG Fiend Hunter? What is the thought process? You fire your Ash Arrow and then... What? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I mean...
You ult, and then your first auto is just jacked with the Sheen proc and the Fiend Hunter. Sorry, but I guess the movement speed, maybe? A little spooked.
Yeah.
What is that TP? Look at this TP on the minimap. What was that TP? Oh, he wanted the health shield, I guess? No, I can't justify that.
That can't be a thing.
I mean, is he just TPing for the shield? That must be it. But I can't see any other justification. He just really, TP'd for the shield. He wants that fat shield.
And
honestly, I respect it.
It's coming up here in 5 seconds.
I respect it. He wants to be thick. And look at that shield.
It's like buying an elixir right before an important fight, except you use your teleport for it. And so Cuz is here, and he's like, yeah, I can't really do damage through this gigantic shield.
It is such a big shield.
It's really sizable. As the culling gonna hit basically nobody, and now the Mundo ultimate is stolen, but the Scion is so tanky. Down it goes the shield, and now we got a Renekton in the back line. Tons of damage, sometimes just dies, and Perfect is unkillable. It's a rout in this one, and KT essentially 5 for 0 in the team fight. Absolutely slaughter them.
Absolute massacre, and it just really looked like some of the technology from the side of the DN SOOPers wasn't really coming together. Will Life be able to stack this?
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah. I'm going to say no. I think he doesn't finish it.
You don't think he... Yeah, honestly, it's looking that way.
It's a 12,000 gold lead almost, and KT have this comp that's very reliable for setting up fights with the Silas, the Rise, trying to get in there, and just a bunch of beefy targets that they can hit. They can force an objective right now.
Aiming also has the model reminder, which I think, even though they added Giant Slayer back to LDR, so it does like extra damage based on the highest percent, the higher, more health the target has compared to you, like it used to.
Well, he went into his own jungle. He thought it was his jungle. It's not.
So even though LDR is really good against a health stacking team like DN SOOPers has, I think there's so much healing on the enemy team. They were clearly like, look, we need a consistent Grievous Wounds applier. And even though Cuz had it, they're like, model reminders to play here.
Yeah. Trying to step up and do extra damage BDD. They will. It's kind of bleeding here. Obviously, the Baron was taking the stolen Soraka
the cheeky, just a little bit of sustain.
Yeah.
And then back to work.
Oh, they found Closer in transition. He's just dead. And see you later. There's no way that Life is going to stack this up. He is dead now. 308. He's not even far away. He's not going to get it. It is so doomed.
It's so over.
Still the year of Dudu, I think, but we'll have to wait and see how that continues. Here after game 2 is an absolute stomp from KT Rolster. Pyosik says, I'll go down this time, and that he will. The Nexus is taken out, and 27 minutes, KT will tie it up and bring us to a game number 3.
So frustrating, but the DN SOOPers have their dive composition together, so they have an answer to that. They just need to find an angle to close distance.
Fun once again, or at least
BDD doing that, you know, it's just getting you more points towards your quest.
We're taking a look at a little fight over the Scuttle Crab. It looks like Pyosik is going to get it, as there's the Flay denying the crash down this time. They turn to engage on the Light, but the damage is not there. Aiming kind of zoned out for quite a while, but now he gets in, and the damage, they're in spades. They pick up 2 kills, and KT, a gigantic fight in the bottom river, going to get them pretty far ahead. And try to get ahead and get one of these early objectives for the team. And Life, alongside of the Ziggs, not really able to do much at all about this from behind. So there's the Chemtech Dragon over to KT.
Yeah, mid lane, pretty big advantage. Timer is perhaps now or never. You can see him hovering around mid.
Yeah. They're going to go for it. Just to use his portal jump, and a bunch of damage goes in, but it's not going to get the lethal. As Cuz is here, now trying to turn it around, and the burst is insane. Closer gets taken out by Cuz. And Pyosik trying to trade here with the TP coming in from Life. That's not really going to help out all too much.
Yeah, that is kind of so long, and I feel like of all the mid jungles, their synergy is just some of the best, right? You know, you think of like Faker Owner is another example of a really strong mid jungle, but BDD Cuz definitely last year showing the power of this duo together. Yes.
Or the Soopers.
No, Kate. Yeah.
Whose value was it? Okay, the Nocturne ult onto the Jarvan. Done a ton of damage, actually, and goes getting low himself. Pyosik and Life now on the retreat, and it looks like BDD is here and ready to party, as is able to get the 1. So we're just going to trade supports there after the death of Cuz, and not half bad for the DN SOOPers. Behind here on the Dragons, as it looks like Cuz should be able to take this Mountain Drake. And that'll be 2 for them. We did highlight the gold, as still Dudu is ahead about 300. But
we have
difference as
quests coming in.
And did do a decent amount of damage, got some of the plates But now BDD is in the top lane as looking to punish this. We do have the Thresh nearby, so an easy Lantern does come through. The fear is there, and now BDD is really getting pummeled by the Ambessa on top of it, on top of the Ziggs bomb from very far away. Cuz in a lot of trouble himself, and it might be 3 for 0 here, although he is going to flag and drag. Barely gets himself out, but it's still a nice little play here from DNS.
Into the mixer, the power of the Nocturne plus the Ambessa, the Ziggs on top for the alley-oop, and a big reward there, not only getting those kills, but able to transition into a Herald. Still, the goal lead earlier in the game was like 2,200, 2,300.
Very early on as
Only 1,000. And, you know, with it being later as well, they've managed to close that gap well. Dudu in the top matchup now, but still a huge spike for the Ziggs and a ton of damage.
Aiming, standing on a ward, is going to meet the Nocturne. The Lantern is just not in the right place. The communication very off. Aiming in a ton of trouble. Finally does go down. Pyosik healing.
He's still alive
with the Conqueror. He finally does go down. As now we have the Between Worlds closer is getting in there. And you see BDD only able to hit the 1. That's not quite enough. That's not enough tempo in this fight. He's going to hit Duckdom, who's very healthy. And now Ghost in a lot of trouble. Flash comes forward from closer. It's another kill. As we do see life does go down, but still. The DN SOOPers looking quite strong in this very deep play.
Also, really well played now. BDD, look it. Nice exhaust.
Yeah, it's going to save him. And a bit more pressure as well as they're going to take down the mid-tier 1. And looking for a third dragon with Hextech Soul here on the map.
Yeah, so it's good plays from the DN SOOPers, but it's 3 dragons for KT is a little bit worrying, and it puts a lot of pressure on them. KT's dragon take will be not as fast as it was last year at this point in the game, so DNS have a little bit more time to position, get over there, control of the area, which is good. And a Scrying Orb already used, other one's not there. They are still on the dragon. Again, it's slower, but it's going to start get willed down.
Let's see if we can attribute this fight win to the coach voice, as we are going to have the hook land. The paranoia is there, but they don't really use it, as it's going to try to turn onto the Rek'Sai, but not really doing all that much damage. Aiming takes a bit as the Ambessa gets in. The Iradudu is real, gets access to that back line, and maybe that's exactly what they needed to win this fight. BDD very healthy though. Does a bit of poke, but it's not quite enough to get their feet underneath them, and that's the dragon taken away by DNS.
The Year of Dudu is real.
It's
what
so real.
Ult. Honestly, so many tools were kind of free-fired out, like the Paranoia didn't really do anything. The Ziggs ult was just kind of free-thrown, force him away, and then the backup comes through there. We'll see hit from his point of view as well.
I'll look for it, he says.
Calls it before it even lands.
Yep.
The Year of Dudu, baby. Love to see it.
Iradudu.
Duckdom satchels backwards and the front line closes into block, so I think it was really smart there from DNS. It did look a little bit rough at times.
Hold a line at very outwardsly, you know, it does feel like BD doesn't really have an angle until the fights really begin. As, speaking of which, Perfect in a bit of trouble here, although Duckdom also going to be engaged on, trying to take the satchel away. He does have his flash, but he doesn't want to use it because he knows he's just dead. A trade of members here. Duckdom gets caught out.
Yeah, I think Duckdom was moving to try and be in ult range of the bot play and just ended up super overextended. The fact the satchel was like just not even close to getting in anywhere near safety, it means that bot play to kill Perfect ends up just trading unfavorably because KT, they kill Duckdom, they get this mid tower as well. Big trade upwards, and the inner towers are all worth the same amount of gold now. You know, the dive threat is still there for the DN SOOPers, but execution needs to be crisp if you're going to connect onto these carries because they have a lot of defensive items, tools available.
Anything about the last fight, that was really due to threading the needle perfectly onto the exact right target they needed, and then they just won. So they're going to try again here onto Aiming in the mid lane. Gets feared up even after the flash, and down he will go. No more 80 carry as Closer gets in between the two worlds as Duckdom also being bullied on the right side, but Ghost goes down. And so up a member here are DNS, Cuz going in and might be punished for it. Doesn't really have any backup on the backside of that one. Who's going to go into his GA as BDD desperately trying to get something done. Will take out the rail. Life will hit the dirt as Perfect is going to take the tunnel and get away. Another bubble is going to land. BDD is getting more and more time in these fights as now Dudu goes down to his GA. A very close one. Cuz still alive and lower health bars. Perfect is unkillable. And down will go Pyosik. Closer by himself. Looks like he's not very long for this world, although Okay, Perfect gonna take the tunnel, and it looks like he should be able to follow up and get the kill. And now KT, a very extended fight, and that will mean this Hextech Dragon and Soul for them.
But I think too much control for KT in the area, too hard to approach. Soul for KT. Mammoth play from their top side on the back of this.
Yeah, it's going to be gigantic. I mean, you think about...
Get Cuz down to his GA, and the call here is clearly, hey, if we kill the jungler, we get Baron. So everyone moves over, they leave life to get punished, and they're getting poked down more and more. They keep focusing damage on Perfect, but look how much healing he gets over the course of this fight. He just keeps healing up, and there's summoners on the ground for BDD to pick up.
It's good, he says. Just saying, okay.
And also things like a Baron gives less gold, right, than before. It's half as much gold, global gold for each member of the team. And so, you know, a Baron would often be like game ending, but it feels like a little bit less so now. Farming quite well in this game, but the top laners have picked up a ton of farm. We typically see top laners not get as much.
Yeah, Dugdom lost his Banshees and then got hit with the Hextech Soul, so he got slowed down, had to go away, but now Cuz extremely low. In goes Pillshake, trying to punish him. In between two worlds does come down, but Cuz is just unkillable. There's no follow-up, and this time, aiming is safe enough, although in does go Dudu trying to take him out, but instead he's CC'd to death as the GA will come through. And now they have aiming alive in a fight, which is crazy. Feels like the first time this entire game, and it means they're going to stomp it with flying colors. KT take a gigantic fight, and they're looking to push and maybe even end the game. We'll have to see how far they can go.
I think they can just end on this. It's only life to survive. They've got the overgrowth in the tower. They'll shred that super quick. Aiming able to survive and put the damage out in return. DNS didn't quite have it there, and they're not going to be able to take the series. I think KT just going to end it here.
BD trying to land the trouble bubble with the stolen flash as life as Arel does nothing to clear out the wave. Down will go the two Nexus turrets, and there's no respawn on those this time around. The Nexus does fall, and KT take the 2-1 victory here.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.